Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And tonight we got an excellent guest, don't we, Jeff?
Oh, we got a great guest tonight. We got all kinds of stuff going on tonight. Phil has lost his mind.
Yes, for sure.
And I'll tell y'all something. He's out of his mind. He's gone.
I had a good day today because Jocelyn went and had her mammogram and everything looks good. They did have her in there for 2.5 hours, so I was a little worried, but it all turned out great. So it's another happy day. I think it's been 23 years, I believe, if my adding is right. But anyway, how you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. It's been one of those kind of days today. But the weather's cooling off, so it was only probably about 88 here today.
Nice.
So
yeah, I noticed when I went out in the morning, it was a few degrees cooler this morning.
Yeah, it was a little cooler. It's starting to become cooler, so probably about mid-November, I'll be able to get out and do some dirt digging.
Yes, for sure. And we've got some products to show off tonight for dirt digging for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And Jocelyn said she's already got compliments on my shirt today. She dressed me again. So I don't see the compliments. Hey, I did put the Facebook groups on there, didn't I?
Yep, you did good.
Okay, I did it and I didn't mess anything up. That's a good sign. Oh, but I don't have my YouTube comments tonight for some reason.
Oh, well.
Well, I'll have to do without it. Josh, if you get something that you want me to share, you better yell it because I don't have. I'm afraid to turn that on now because you'll have two speakers going the same show and it just drive you crazy. But
yeah, I'll see him. I'll see the comments.
Okay, cool. You and Jocelyn can get that, but I guess I better get started real quick, huh, Jeff?
Yep, indeed.
All righty. And of course, today, folks, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin.
That is true.
I can't read anything, honey. I'm styling. I'm always styling. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here. I said that already, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
People don't comment on my shirt. You'll throw me off. Anyway, the purpose of Treasure Talk, that's the most important part of this. The purpose is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting, or metal detecting and treasure hunting in all forms, and to aid our members in a fun, informative manner.
Yes, and I think they're in for a really nice educational time tonight. This guest has got it going on, has had it going on for a long time, has a lot of really top quality products that are in stock at Myers Metal Detectors. Because like I always say, if Phil don't have it in stock, you don't need it. So, that's the way it goes. But now, I think we better cover something real quick. If you notice, Phil got a haircut, and I think he lost his sense when he got this haircut because he's got something going on that he needs to tell you all about right now.
Are we talking about the Manicure special?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got to, because now we finally have a decent inventory of manicures. So I have a special. If you, darn it, I moved that scoop. Oh, there it is. If you buy a manicure and Grey Ghost headphones, or the Grey Ghost Uniprobe manicure, either one, either the amphibians, And I know we're getting the cooler temperatures now, so we're going into the dirt digging season for us here in Florida. But for the rest of the country, you guys probably do it all year long. But if you buy either one of those, the Gray Ghost and the amphibians or the Uniprobe, we're going to throw in the Motley Scoop. So we'll get you covered for beach hunting for sure, and it's going to have the steel handle with it. So excellent scoop. You get a big chunk of real estate when you dig, but we're going to include that on the deal.
Man, that's a deal. I told y'all, he done lost his mind. He went
Lost
over
my
the
mind.
edge, fell off the cliff. As
And
Rick Tubbles would say, he closed.
no, he opened.
Yeah, he gonna be open. He be closed
So we're going to do that special on the Manticore.
for
So
how long?
I would probably say for a month.
Okay, until November 1st.
Yes. Yes, Jocelyn just told me Mermaid Treasure Hunter is telling everybody to hit the like button. I don't know what that does, but it does something good. So hit the like button. Don't hit the dislike button for sure.
No, always the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, you need to subscribe because that's the only way you're going to get in on some of these giveaways. And we got a good giveaway tonight.
Yes, we do.
And we got a good giveaway next week, too.
Yeah. Well, Sam Truckley said if she just bought her Gray Ghost headphones, if you want to buy a Manticore, I'll throw the scoop in since you just bought the headphones.
That's right. And as Rick T said, you cold.
Yeah. So the deal's open to you too. So that's
Okay.
perfect.
We
All
better
right.
get on with this, hadn't we?
Yes, we've been gabbing too much, and we have a very interesting guest who's been metal detecting a long time, almost longer than me. Well, actually, I think longer than me for sure.
Could be, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what we need to do, we need to get him down here at a WSAS meeting.
Oh, that would be awesome. If you ever wanted to come to Florida, for sure.
Yeah, that would be something good.
That would be. He'll be an excellent speaker. Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So everybody, our guest tonight, if you've never met this gentleman, you're in for a solid treat tonight. More knowledgeable fella, there just doesn't exist. His company, Detector Pro, makes the Gray Ghost products, and they are quality products. Hence, the name of this show is Detector Pro is top quality, innovation at a very fair price. And I tell you what, his products are never overpriced. I mean, in this world, the detecting world, you get what you pay for. When you buy Gray Ghost or any Detector Pro product, you get the best at a very fair price. So let's meet everybody. So let's welcome Carter Pennington of Detector Pro. Hey, Carter.
Hey guys, how are you?
Welcome back, Carter. But before we get started, I do have to let someone on the live stream know. Yes, we have the LG 24 in stock. So that's a coil for the legend. If you didn't know that already, Carter. But I guess the most important thing that we didn't get to chat beforehand about the show before the show. Do you have some new products? Any new products coming out?
Well, right now, the newest thing we have is this Uniprobe that we're going to talk a little about tonight.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that's what you want to start on that, Jeff?
Yeah, let's start with Uniprobe.
First, before we start on that, Carter, give the folks a brief history, your metal detecting history, how long you've been doing it, and where you're at.
Okay, well, it started obviously as a hobby back in May of '73. Got certified for diving in 1983, so I've been doing underwater detecting for about 40 years now, and land detecting every year around this time. It starts to get cool. Fall time's my favorite time to get out. And yeah, I've just been through a lot of machines over the years. Back when I started, there was no discrimination. They just had BFO machines and TR machines that you had to just kind of dig everything. So hobby's come a long, long way. So it's still love it. I actually went to the business end of it maybe 10 years ago. And the guy who originally owned Detector Pro retired. He's a good friend of mine. So I ended up taking that over back in 2017.
And who was it who owned it before?
Gary Storm.
Okay, he was the one who helped with the Excalibur.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Matter of fact, he took the Sovereign Electronics and built the first Excalibur. And those are called the swords, or the New York Excals, they call them. So they're built in upstate New York. And they had kind of like, we call it the horseshoe shaped coil, 8-inch coil. But boy, they were, if you ever get a hold of those machines, it's worth it just for the coil. They were built very well. And just comparing, I get very similar depth out of an 8-inch coil of the old machine than I do out of the new coils on the Excaliburs that are 10 inches.
yeah, every once in a while I do. I think in probably the past 4 or 5 years, I've had 3 of them in,
Yep.
and they all sold. I sold them on eBay.
Yeah, and they're old machines.
Yes,
They're going back 25 years, and people still looking for those just for that reason. I went diving last week, and I have my old New York X-Cal refurbished with a little switch on top to go back and forth between pinpoint and discriminate.
yes,
And a buddy, Beach Nut Joe, did that for me and did a great job waterproofing the old X-Cal, and it works fantastic.
yeah, yeah. These are all, like you said, were 25 years old, and
Yep.
every one of them put a battery on it and it worked.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you didn't have to do anything with it, and the coil wires never shredded either. That really amazes me. The
Mhm.
newer ones, after 5 years, the coil wire disintegrates. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, and you said you were detecting for 50 years?
Yeah. This is my 50th year now.
50th year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
It's,
remember. I remember I was young, at the time, and I remember my parents saying it's just a fad.
yeah,
So here we are, 50 years later.
just a fad. Yes.
That's the fad.
Yeah, and I also remember using the PI detectors too. And
Hmm.
now I still sell some.
Uh-huh.
Garrett has one, and one of your headphones goes on it too, for sure.
Mhm.
But I always tell people now that's a young person's metal detector.
There's
You
a
got
lot of digging,
you
with a
got
PI
big
machine. But you know what? If you go to the right spots, I don't take it like where there's old docks and whatnot, too much iron. But I have some clean beaches that I take it to because nothing beats the way the PI machines punch down. So yeah, I still use it, but you got to be careful where you take it because you're right. You could wear yourself out. You could wear yourself out pretty quick.
All right, well, it looks like we're already hitting some questions here.
Mhm.
Sam Truckley is asking Carter, when diving and detecting, what was your best find? I guess diving detecting.
You know what? My favorite stuff is Revor artifacts. I know a lot of people say, "What about the jewelry?" And it's fun. I like finding the jewelry, but I have a couple things I found in fresh water that were preserved. And pewter, you guys know, out of land, you get some pewter buttons and they're peanut brittle. They break apart. You have to use acrylic to seal them up, otherwise they totally disintegrate.
And they'll
So
blow up.
in the water, I found some Revolutionary War buttons, USA buttons, British buttons that came out looking like when they were dropped because they were in fresh water in the mud. So that's my favorite stuff is the old Rev War items.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how you doing up there, Jeff? You're being awful quiet, buddy.
I'm fascinated. Fascinated.
All righty. Well, let's get chatting about the Unipro.
Yes, that is a killer item. And so everybody that when Carter's going to explain it to you how it works, he's going to do a little demonstration, and I think you're going to see this is a one killer item. So here we go, Carter, take it away.
Okay. Well, basically, the Uniprobe is just a set of Grey Ghost headphones, but you have the electronics of a pulse machine built into it, and that's what your probe is. So you have a switch on the side that will flick between here in your metal detector and here in your probe. So I'm going to show you the setup I use. I use the D2, and I have a setup here. Let's see if I get it. Okay, you see how the puck clips on the outside?
Yeah.
And then on this side, you have your controls. So the battery is on this side. You use a 9-volt battery. On this side, you have your controls, and it's basic controls. You have your frequency, which also, if you hear chatter or whatnot, you find a clean channel. You have your volume control, and then you have your threshold. So those are your 3 knobs on top. And right now, you're hearing a little bit of chatter. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's very
Yeah.
faint. All right,
Yeah.
let me run a coin under it. Don't know if you're able to hear that or not.
Yep.
We could hear it.
Okay, probably it might not work 'cause I'm using a laptop here. But what it is when you're here in your machine and you get your signal, I keep this probe in my pouch, and you can see the coil cable that's on it. So it goes in the pouch. When I bend down to dig, all I do is flick this switch right here, and it goes from hearing your detector to hearing your probe. So now all you have.
Well, Carter hit a button.
Well, yeah, he's doing like me, but I can show the product because I have one sitting here till we get him back on. So that's you. I don't know if you can hear that, Jeff, or not.
Hey guys, did I lose you?
Yep.
Yeah, for a
Oh,
second.
I'm sorry.
Hit a
I'm
button.
back. I think I laid the headphones down on the computer. I might have hit a button not realizing. Sorry about that.
Well, Phil identifies with that.
Yeah,
I
just to show you with the probe, this is actually a pulse induction probe. So you can use it in the red dirt of Virginia. You could use it in salt water. Now you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. What happens is because it's a pulse probe, you can't hold it still. It'll retune the signal and disappear. So what you need to do is move it like you do any motion machine. Okay. You get about 4 inches on a nickel regularly. In the dirt that's very hot where normal probes have trouble, this retunes itself to the red dirt and will allow you to work in those harsh conditions. And like I say, same thing for wet saltwater sand. It's totally waterproof, not the headphones, but the probe and the cable. So you're down in a deep hole, you could stick your whole forearm in there with the probe and don't have to worry about it.
And if it's raining, and that kind of stuff,
Not a problem.
it, doesn't pose a problem. But it's really good because, a lot of people are afraid they're going to lose their pinpointer.
There you go.
And the thing with this, it's pulse, so it gets stronger the closer you get
Yes.
to your target.
Yes.
And
And
then
the
it'll
tone,
reach a real high.
yeah, the tone gets higher also. The pitch of the tone gets higher as you get closer to the target. And the probe itself is thinner than your standard handheld probe. So it makes it easier when you're in the hole. 95% of the time, you open the plug and you will hear it with this probe because the depth, you're getting 4 inches air testing on a nickel. And you guys know about pulse circuitry. It actually uses the ground. You'll get more depth.
Right.
So there are times you get a signal is not that deep. You don't before you start digging, you could drag it on top of the ground and hear the target down there 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah. That's good in itself. If you're in especially if you're in a park or something, and a bunch of people eyeballing you, you got your probe. You can just find your probe.
Well, along those same lines is with my handheld probe. I'm a little older, so I've had to take my cup off my ear to hear my handheld probe. But with this, when you flick a switch, you're hearing just the probe in your ears. When you flick it back, you're hearing just your detector. So you got total privacy as well.
Cool. Philip, this is a question for you.
Yes, and right off the top of my head, I believe the one for the Deus 2 is 219. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then the ones for the Equinox and the, I guess you have them for the Legend also.
Yeah, with the quarter-inch plug, they were 200, and it goes between 200 and 220 depending on the detector. The most expensive is the Deus with the extra clip that's on there.
Yes.
And also, just to mention, if you buy a Uniprobe and you have it with, let's say, the XP clip, if you have another machine you want to use it for, all you need is the cable. You're able to plug them in, and so you could use it even if you buy it for, let's say, the Deus. You could also use it with a Manicore or a Cruiser or whatever other machine you want to use it for.
Right, because all you'd have to do, like the Deus one here is wireless, so all you'd have to do is plug in the cable here. Then the cable that goes into your Manticore, your Equinox, or your Legend or Naka product, that's a waterproof connection then, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And not the quarter-inch plugs, but if you have like for the CTX, you have it for the Legend, and also the AT series for Garrett. Those are all waterproof plugs.
Right. Yeah. So, and you could have one set of headphones and use it on several different detectors. If you're like me, or I'm sure Carter, you're the same way. I know Jeff can be that way too. Have a bunch of different detectors. You could use one set of headphones on all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it a lot nicer. If you
Yeah.
could have, like you say, you just get the different plugs and you're covered. And like I said, when people get Grey Ghost headphones, you can't blast them off their head. They may change detectors, but they don't want to change the headphones. So, this works great for them. All you have to do, I got a new detector. Okay, good. Here, I just need the new plug.
Yeah, and you know what? You just reminded me, Phil. I got people at times ask me, "Hey, we want to get the Deep Woods or the Ultimate or one of the other headphones. Um, can you make it with a plug that's for the Equinox?" And we do that as well. So we could custom make it. You just don't need amphibians for your Manticore Equinox. We do our complete line, including the NDTs, the Ultimates, all the complete line. We also can make with the Equinox plugs.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. So
Well,
you
here's
dirt
one,
hunter.
Philip. It says from Snook Boy. He says he really wants to get his hands on one. Well, Snook Boy, guess who's got them in stock?
Mm.
I got some in stock, and I'd like to place another order with Carter. So hit me up tomorrow when I get in the shop here for sure. I guess
That's right.
I don't know if I have them on my website, so I guess I better have that done for sure. Well, that is a really cool product, and especially if you're a Deus 2 user and a dirt hunter, because that's what you're doing with yours, right, Carter?
Yes, yeah. The Z2 is my go-to machine on land. My buddy uses a Manticore, and we're always comparing signals. We actually made some videos on it, showing them side by side. But I with the D2, it's you're still wireless with your machine totally, and I keep the probe in my pouch. So when I kneel down to dig, I just pull it out and flick a switch, and there it is. It's that
And,
quick.
and you'll never leave it because it's attached to you.
That's right. Always there.
Yeah, can't walk off without it.
Mm.
So, what are your thoughts about the Deus 2 and the Manticore?
Well, I tell you, they're both really good, really fast machines. We went to some spots that we pounded in the past with my original Deus, and he did it with his Equinox. We went back purposely to these same places, and the speed of these machines, when you turn up the reactivity a little bit, it's just right in iron infested areas. We were just pulling out quite a bit of targets. We did some comparison videos back in January and February and have those posted, showing us comparing the signals. And I was impressed. The only drawback was the Manticore was still having a couple issue with the deep iron. Sometimes it would read as a positive signal, just like the Equinox, where you get that dime signal. It sounds like it's silver, and I guess on a bent nail at times it still gets fooled once in a while. But other than that, I was very impressed with the Manticore. It's a very good machine.
Yeah, I haven't used it a whole lot, but from what I have used, I like the. I guess I'm partial to the MindLab display.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easier for people to use. It's bigger,
Yep.
was one thing. But,
Oh, it's a great display. Yeah.
yeah, both of them are extremely good detectors. Either one would do a beach hunter or relic hunter. I think they're like tops right now. Yeah, I see that one you got, Jeff. Will it work on the Xterra Pro? Well, yes, it will, won't it, Carter?
Yes. Yeah, it will.
So it works on all the MindLab products. If you get the one for the Equinox, MindLab, Manticore, or the Xterra Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we can match up any plug that all we have to do is know what plug it is, whether it's a 1/4 inch or the waterproof 1/8 inch like they use on the Equinox Manticore. The M12 plugs are what they use on the CTX and the Legend. Those are waterproof plugs. So as long as we know what plugs they have for what machines, we can make up the cables.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool product. So let's talk about some other products that you have.
Okay.
Well, that's a good lead in for this because I've got a absolute testimonial on Detector Pro Grey Ghost products. So why don't we run that right now, Phil?
Yeah, go ahead and run it, and I'm going to grab a couple products.
Okay. And here is a testimonial.
Hi guys, Sam Truckley here from Northeast Ohio. I'm 1/5 of the D5, and I'm here to talk about the Grey Ghost equipment that I have. My husband also has the Same thing as in the pouch. Love this thing. The Grey Ghost pouch is very durable. It's very comfortable. It has so many features on it that I love. So this side has a little Velcro pouch here that I put my fufu juice, any rings or precious finds, coins, whatever I put in here. It's so nice and secure. This side goes my pinpointer, and then inside we have another pocket right here, and then on the other side of this there is a mesh pocket with a zipper, and the bottom is mesh. So you know if you go on the beach or you're digging dirt and you're putting stuff in your bag, it's got dirt and it's got sand on it. So it's pretty annoying. Shake it out, it's less mess in your vehicle. Another feature I love on this is the top. We were in the Gulf a couple weeks ago, and so this has been in salt water, hasn't gotten stiff or anything from getting wet. But as you know, when you go deeper in the water, sometimes stuff can float, and to stop that, we have a wire top. Ah, look at that. Can't lose stuff. Love it. Another thing I have is the Grey Ghost headset. I prefer this over my Equinox headset. And the one reason I say that is because with my Equinox headset, I have to wear a hat just so it doesn't slide on and off my head. With the Grey Ghost, this doesn't happen. So comfortable, very durable, great made. It folds right up. Small. You do have to be attached to it if you go in the water, or anyway. Otherwise, these, when you go in with your regular headset, does not transmit through the water. These, perfect. You can hear great. It does block out a lot of other sound. Of course, at the beach, it gets very loud. Kids screaming, blah, blah, blah. This thing is great. I love it. Go order it. Give Phil a call. If Phil don't have it, you don't need it. Bye, guys. Happy digging.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
That's right. That's our war cry.
That's a good customer.
Yes, happy customer. And I
Very
did
good.
show, she was showing the ultimate pouch, but
Yep.
this one is a relatively newer product.
Yep.
This is for the big guys who want to fill up a whole can on their waist. It's called the Grey Ghost Ultimate Deep. It's like 14 inches deep, isn't it?
Yep, the standard one's 10, that one's 14. And I made that only because you get out in the field, you're out in the woods, whatever, it fills up quick sometimes. So I found that, I actually throw my water bottle and everything in there together. So I use that deep one quite often. Some people think it's way too big, so it's all your personal preference. But it's made the same way with the wire rim. Both the Ultimate pouches are made the same way, just one's 14 inches deep as opposed to 10 inches deep.
Yeah. And it looks like, I think they're excellent pouches. And I have some customers who prefer the deep. And because they do, they fill it up with all kinds of stuff. They even hunt with them on the beach, and they fill it up with beer can tops and bottoms on it. So I think it works good. And it looks like we got a question from Surfside Dan. Carter, can you make an outside zipper pouch waterproof?
You know what? I know what he's talking about. So if you want to put something in there like a phone or something you don't want to get wet, but the way it's designed now is so the whole thing could be submersed, and then there's drain holes on every pocket, so the sand and water can flow right out. It would have to be a total redesign to do it, and I don't know how stable we could make something like that. It would have to be they have a special type of zip that they use to water seal, and it's not always 100%. So I'm would be a little nervous making a waterproof outside pouch on that, especially if they put their key remote or something important in there and then it gets ruined.
Yeah, I see we got a testimonial there from Wolf Hank. Yeah, he just came in and bought a couple of Naka Legends from us on Saturday, and just want to say thank you for mine and Joe's help for making an equipment selection. So now if he needs to get some waterproof headphones, he can get the Grey Ghost headphones.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. If he's a water hunter, the amphibians work real good with that machine.
Oh, they do. They work great. And then the comfort level is really nice. I don't know if you ever, you've used the Excalibur. The Mind Labs headphones are are kind of tough on your ears, aren't they? They pinch my head, so I hate those. So I always tell people get the Gray Ghost brand because they're nice and comfortable. What are your thoughts, Jeff?
Yeah, the Great Ghosts are great. I've had those. I think you wear those.
Yeah, I got them on my. I got them on a CTX. I got them on all of my detectors.
And I've got a lot of people, friends of mine, that's absolutely swear by the Gray Ghost, and why not? Like I say, they're top quality. And they're not expensive. That's the thing. You get some of these headphones out there. They want to say they're all this, that, and the other thing, and they want 10 prices for them, and they're not even half the headphones that the Gray Ghost is. So yeah, you can't go wrong with the Gray Ghost product.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, just like what Sam said with that pouch. A pouch needs to be sturdy because if you're a relic hunter, or if you're going to use it at the beach, they take abuse and a lot of abuse.
Hmm.
And if you look at that Gray Ghost pouch, the way it's put together, the stitching on it, the material in it, it's all top notch. And people just don't have problems with them. And the sad thing about it is they last too long. you know?
Well, one of the features I like about it, and people use these out at the beach. I know it probably wasn't designed as a beach pouch, but they'll use them out there, and it does drain. And the sand, if you're in dry sand, the sand will fall out of that too, so you won't fill up your car or your house with sand either. It'll just drain out. And it looks like Joe VZ, Big Poppy, says Gray Ghost is what I always recommend at Myers Metal Detectors.
That's right.
And Joe VZ is helps me on Saturdays. He just loves a hobby and he likes to sell. So
He's the Size H King.
yes, he is. He's also an artist. He likes to draw on the sausage pack. So.
And just like Dave Taylor said, he says, Gray Ghost known coast to coast like butter and toast.
Like butter and toast. Jeez, yeah.
He's a poet and don't know it.
There you go. So let's talk about some other products. This was we were talking about this earlier. So,
Yep.
So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, a lot of requests, and we'd like not to think about it, but none of us are getting any younger. And you're out there for a few hours with a heavy machine like a CTX, for example. You start to feel it, especially if you're putting on that big coil. And we came up with this design just to take the weight off your wrist and your arm. And so this design, it's all coming across the top of your back, and you won't notice a 4 or 5 pound machine going that way, but on your wrist and your arm, you feel it after a while. So this thing is just that makes the machine swing almost like a pendulum. It almost feels weightless because you don't really notice like I say, the extra 5 pounds on top of your back.
Yeah, I would suggest people who are using the big coils like the LG 35 or LG 40 on the Legend or the big Minelab coils. Especially now we're getting into cooler weather, wintertime, people still hunt the beaches. So you get those real negative tides. I can't push that big coil through the water, but I can swing it when the water's not there. So you get the real negative tide, the water goes out, you want to cover a lot of ground, use that big coil and use this product. And I think you'll get the job done by keeping the weight off of your arm, and I guess it puts it on your back, huh?
Yeah, on the top of your back. Like I say, with the CTX with the big coil, I mean, I hardly notice it. I take it to the beach. You could swing sometimes for hours, looking for signals there. So this helps your wrist and your forearm out quite a bit.
Yeah, and we did have a question asking for the price on something, and I think Joe Vizzi might have. Yeah, $160.95 for the headphones. I hope that's right, Carter. If it's not, I won't get in trouble now. It's Joe's fault. He quoted it. All righty. So let's talk about some other products. You recognize that one?
Oh, you're looking at the trowel holster.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got the shovel holster and the trowel holster. And
yeah.
Demonstrate what? It wants me to demonstrate the trowel holder. There's a trowel holder. This is an inexpensive digger, and then this makes it like your lash because it's like a sheath for it. So you can wear that on your belt. That just makes it, that's a neat little accessory there. If you have a little hand digger, you want to, that one is a cool product for sure. And then the shovel or the shovel holster, that's made. Do you have one of those handy?
I don't have one handy right here. Let me see. No, I can grab one if you want to see it.
But
Um,
no, I got one in here. But if the folks want to see it, they can just holler at me. I text them a picture of it. It's if you've got a less shovel or any T-handle shovel like the Excalibur shovel, you slide that on your belt, and you can just walk with that shovel on your belt.
It's best to have the Excalibur shovel.
Yeah, the Excalibur is the best shovel for sure. And I don't have one of those. I thought I had one of those right handy, but I don't. But it's in the other room. But that is a cool product too to keep the weight off of you if you're walking.
it frees up one of your hands. You know, I made that because be out in the field doing a field hunting, always carrying the shovel. This way, it's just hanging there, and it makes it better freeing up one hand.
Yeah, it makes your life easier when you're
Yep.
dirt digging for sure.
Yep.
And what shovel are you using?
I use an old less shovel.
Oh,
I
Les.
have an old. I have actually two different. One small blade, 7-inch blade, and one big blade is about 14 inches. I have two different ones.
But if you had an Excalibur Merlin, you could have one handle with 3 different blades on it.
No.
And
And they are very, very, very well made. Phil, we're going to run our commercial, a word from our sponsor. And why don't you grab a couple of Merlins and show?
yes,
Okay, I'm going to run our word from our sponsor.
go right ahead, Jeff. Hey, folks. Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors. And of course, today you can see I got my cool headphones on. These are for the XP Deus or Deus 2. Anyway, it's got the pinpointer attached to it. So you got your wireless headphone with a pinpointer attached to it. Real easy to switch back and forth from the detector to your pinpointer. Awesome product made by Detector Pro, and it's called the Uniprobe. Of course, we've got them in stock. Carter makes these, and he makes a lot of other cool products for detectors. We've got the amphibians for the XP Deus, for the NACA Legend, and any of the NACA detectors. We also have it for all the MindLab products, and we have it for the Garrett products. So you can have a waterproof headphones for your detector. So you don't have to worry about just being wireless. You can take it out deeper than the housing of your detector. We also stock here in the house, we've got the Ultimate Gray Ghost Detecting Pouch. Catch-all pouch is what they call it. These are cool because they have the metal bars in them so you can keep it closed or open, however you like it. Anyway, Phil Myers, Myers Metal Detectors. Dig deeper, happy hunting with Detector Pro products. Well, that guy's a pro.
I'm telling you. Wow.
Hey,
Very nice.
We had a question come up about the trowel holster. Someone was asking if the Excalibur shovel would work, and it appears to. I haven't put it on my belt yet, but it looks like it would work. Because it just sits on the top of that. So that may work for that case. And then I just happened to grab one of the shovel holsters, and this is cool. You could slide your belt through that or fit it over top of your belt. And for you guys who don't know, that'll fit the Les shovel, or this is the Excalibur shovel, the Excalibur Merlin, I guess, or a 3-headed shovel or whatever it is, but it's a travel version. So we do have that, and that holster will come in handy with that too. How's that, Jeff?
Yeah, Big Poppy says, Rico Suave, movie star Phil.
He was here Saturday, and unfortunately, Big Poppy is going to be out of commission, I think, on Thursday. He's got to get his colonoscopy.
Oh, well, he's kind of been known to be, no, I'm not even going to say it.
All right. we'll move off of that one quick.
You better just leave that one alone.
For the D,
Unfortunately, this, I think you know the answer to this, don't you, Phil and Carter? For the D handle, it doesn't fit in that shovel holder, does it? It has to be a T handle, right?
Well, I have a D handle that I use sometimes. It's a regular standard wider blade, and it does fit. It doesn't go in there like a T handle does, but I use it and actually drag the shovel behind me. I'll clip that on the back of my belt, or the belt that goes with the pouch. I'll clip it on the back and literally drag the shovel through the field.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah, I imagine it, depending on the size of it, might fit on one side of it, right? Is that what it
Yep.
does?
That's exactly what it does.
Okay, yeah, so it would work. We'll just say that for sure.
Hmm.
And my buddy Joe just told me, TMI. Yes, sir.
TMI.
Can't get away with anything.
Yeah, we share everything here, Joe. You know that. All righty, so let's talk about some of your finds over the past year.
Oh, so over the last year. Yes. Well, earlier this year, I did hit a couple old home sites and pulled out some neat stuff. I wish I had put a list together for you ahead of time, but just going by memory, best way to do that is look at the phone because I always take pictures of stuff. So I could tell you the stuff that's been coming out. Found at a Rev War site, and this is where they used to camp years ago. Found some King George coins. I found a lock. This I thought was really interesting. I didn't know what it was. It was an oval brass, and I think maybe it's part of a horse, but one side was flat. And after I tumbled it to clean it up, I found out it was an old padlock, and it's 18th century padlock. I was able to locate it online. You ever use that Google Lens before?
I haven't used it.
You haven't tried that? Oh, let me tell you, Google Lens has identified more targets for me because what you take a picture of it and it searches the internet for that same object. That's how I located what these things were. They were 18th century handcuffs by just taking a picture of it. Yeah, if you guys ever, it's called Google Lens. Very, very worth downloading on your phone because it helps identify a lot of stuff.
So
yeah, I found quite a few old buckles. You know, I'm into that older stuff, so I was doing that early in the year. This summer, I didn't do much of anything. Very hot, didn't get out a lot, but the season's starting to change now.
yeah, I thought this summer was hotter than we've seen in a long time.
It was, I mean, almost 100 degrees every day.
Yep.
Yeah. When you open your door in the morning and it feels like you're opening the oven, it doesn't lend well to wanting to go metal detecting.
No.
So true. So
And-
true. So true.
And
Well, Tom Becker, we were talking about the shovel holster.
Yeah.
He says he trimmed that holster narrower and it fits his caliber D holster.
uh-oh,
Broke up a little.
I broke up.
did I push a button or something?
You're still here.
Okay, wasn't me then. Yeah, so he trimmed his shovel holster down so it would fit better.
Yeah, that's what he said. He took that shovel holster and trimmed it a little bit and fits perfectly. Well, that's interesting. That's cool. That's that handcuff, Carter?
It looks like a handcuff, doesn't it? It's a padlock.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's a 18th century padlock. What I was telling you about before.
Cool.
I thought that was really interesting.
So I wonder what they would have put that on.
It had to be a small, like a trunk or something, because it's only 2.5, 3 inches wide. So it'd have to be something small.
Oh, it's a
But this I got a kick out of in a wooded area. This is kind of encrusted. I had to tumble to clean it. Let me see.
That looks like a part of a derringer, doesn't it?
Exactly. I actually got the measurements of it. It's the smallest one ever made, and it was only between 1869 and 71 that they made them. So I thought that was real interesting. That came out this summer.
And how did you clean that up?
I use a rock tumbler, and that works really well when it's really caked on with rust. a little electrolysis first, and then a rock tumbler, and that takes care of it.
Because that picture, it looks really clean and
Oh
nice.
yeah, yep, totally clean. Here's the other side of it.
And what was that made out of?
The frame is brass.
Brass.
Well,
Okay.
that was made possibly for a lady, wasn't it? That real small Derringer?
Yeah, they actually talked about it when I read up on it, that it was small enough where a lady could keep it anywhere private. Let's put it that way. It was
Yeah,
a
they used to carry it in their garter, didn't they?
very effective. Yeah, it was a very
Yeah,
effective.
or you could put it in your boot or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Well, Phil, if you had that shirt on, you could put it in your shirt pocket.
Yeah, you can put it right here. Yes,
That's right.
for sure.
That's
And
right.
carry it
See,
here
but
legal.
if you were really styling and profiling, you'd have that shirt open and have a bunch of gold chains, and it just kind of mix right in.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
I
guys,
think
you
I
guys
think
seen
some.
this?
Oh, I found them before.
That's like a mid 1800s era. It's a heel plate.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, it's got
Yeah,
a
a little clover. Usually you see hearts or different shapes, but these are just a few of the things that came out that I'm showing you here.
Yeah, that's cool. And you were using the Deus too for that?
Yep, yep. I was using the D2 in these spots.
And
It just
what size coil do you use on your Deus?
the standard of 11.
11? Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I keep hoping they come out with a small one like the
Oh,
5.
I tell you, as good as that 11-inch coil is in the iron, I can only imagine like a 6-inch coil.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yes. Something smaller for it. I know
Yeah.
my lab is going to come out or is bringing it out now that 5x8 coil for the Manta core.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And of course, all your Equinoxes, you've got smaller coils for it.
Yep.
And you do for the Legend.
Yep.
And the hot one with the Legend is their LG24, and we do have that one in stock still. We have a few left. That was the fastest selling coil I ever had.
Wow.
Well, before we get to our drawing, we do have a question
Go right ahead. Jeff.
from Sam Truckley. What does the club stand for in that shoe plate, heel plate?
You know what?
About what the heart stood for.
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking, well, maybe it has something to do with luck. I just don't know. I never came out with a clear answer as to why there was a clover or a club in there. I don't know.
Well, we knew we had an explanation a couple of months ago. Where they used to make them in like a heart, and that was for the women of the evening.
Yeah.
To lead people follow the track, I guess. Well, that's what we were told at any rate. So,
hey guys, you know why we dig those tail of pull tabs, the little beaver tails? You know how they read, and if you get a deep one, you never know what it is. Well, you probably dig 1,000 to 1 for anything good. I dig a lot of those out, but this came out also earlier, and this read like a beaver tail, and it's a little 14 karat gold military engineer's pin.
huh?
Yeah, and that's a picture of when it came out, and then I cleaned it up a bit, and that was when it was clean. I don't know how well you could see that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's engineers, and on the back, there's actually a carving where I can't make it all out, but you can see it on the back there. Somebody actually hand carved something in there.
Yeah, I can see that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What time period was that from?
What's that?
Time period?
Oh, World War II.
World War II. Okay.
Yep, I was able to find it online. It's a World War II piece.
Okay, we got a head hacker coin slayer.
Mhm.
Had a question, I think, about the Legend carbon fiber shaft, this the upper one.
Mhm.
You've got that, Phil?
Yes, I have the shaft and I guess it's the middle shaft and the arm cuff. I do
Okay, I
have
want to know how much it is, I think.
I don't know off the top of my head. Tell them to call me tomorrow. Could just give me a ring tomorrow. I know it was given away free with the LG30, but some people had bought the LG30 beforehand, so I do have it separately. I don't have the LG30. My phone number is everywhere. It's 813-237-1939. So just give me a ring tomorrow for sure, and we'll get you taken care of.
I mean, it's not real expensive, I don't think.
Oh, no.
Like $39 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's probably, yeah, that's about right
Hmm.
for sure.
Okay. Sorry we didn't miss your question, head hacker, but I'm old.
Yeah, and I think
I've
some
got dementia setting in.
the that Google app, all those apps are pretty inexpensive, aren't they?
Oh, Google Lens, it's free.
Free on, and you
Yeah,
put
just
it on your cell phone.
download on your phone. You'll be amazed when you take a picture of something you're not sure what it is. It finds whatever on the internet that matches your picture, and
Yeah,
it's helped quite a bit identifying stuff.
that's a cool app for sure.
I'm
Oh yeah,
definitely gonna have to get that.
oh yeah.
Okay, let's give away a Uniprobe. Some lucky winner is going to be very, very happy tonight because Carter wants us to give away a Uniprobe of your choice for whatever machine that you have. If you have a Manticore, you have a Deus, you got a Legend, you got a Garrett, MindLab, Equinox, Xterra Pro, whatever machine you have, I think Carter's got one for that. So, as always, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk, either on Facebook or YouTube, to be eligible to win any of our giveaways. You have to be tuned in to win. And you see that my phone number is along the bottom of the screen there. Once I call the name, and only if I call the name, your name, you have 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here. And then we'll go from there. So what I do is entries close 6:30 p.m. sharp every Monday night. I compile all the names from YouTube and Facebook. I put them into my random name picker. I draw the name of the winner and some alternates because not everybody's tuned in, and that's your mistake. So if you are watching tonight, Moonlight Graham, if you are watching tonight, you are the winner of the Detector Pro Unipro. You got 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here. Moonlight Graham.
3 minutes.
That's
Or we're
right.
off to the races with another name. So hopefully he's on for sure. So, so Carter, how did you get? You're talking about the Revolutionary War sites. How do you find those?
Oh wow, just living here in the Northeast for years, they're really everywhere. But we do a lot of research. Um, there's a lot of forts that were along the water, like off the Connecticut shoreline. You just go in the water. That's where I really like to hunt for this Rev War stuff. I go on land, but in the water they just hold up so well, especially the buttons. The condition, some people look at them and they almost think they're fake because they come out so nice.
Yeah,
Um,
you're dealing with fresh water then, right?
yeah, well, freshwater and even saltwater, the pewter buttons come out really nice. Here, I'm going to show you a USA button, and this is what it looked like out of the water.
Yeah, I had a customer find one like that
Hmm.
up in the Northeast. It looked just like that.
Yep.
I think he told me he sold it for like 1,500 or something.
In that condition, I wouldn't be surprised because just it's hard to see them in that shape. And
Right.
I take a lot of these and I'll put them in displays like this, where you see the button, and then you got a little bit of a history,
Yes.
talking about it. And here's one. Let me see. You can probably see right there. That's
Oh,
a British 60th Regiment.
yes.
Yep. And it's, just this one in particular has got a fascinating history. It was actually formed right after the French Indian War when Washington, who was younger back then, fighting, saying, "We are in big trouble. We need a special force. We need a special group of people." And they actually formed the Royal Americans, which turned out to be the 60th. So, that was back when everybody was on the British side.
Yeah, on the same side. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
So,
your stuff comes out of the ground pretty nice up there.
oh, if it's out of the water like that, it comes out beautiful.
Yeah.
Out of the ground, different story. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and that's funny down here. I've had a chance to dig in Fort Brooke, and the stuff will come out of the sand really nice. And then
mhm.
I dug in Culpeper, and the buttons are like paper thin.
Yep.
and just it's a difference in day and night.
Yep. Yep. And if you're getting that good dirt, I mean, Culpeper's tough, but if you go over towards Fredericksburg, I was hunting there once. This is many years ago. I took a picture before I cleaned it. You see that?
Yeah, North Carolina Biden, yes.
Yeah. And then afterwards,
Oh, it's nice. It's got some of the gilt on it.
about 90% held up. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But the dirt was nice in Fredericksburg. So I got lucky. It cleaned up great. And that was just soaking it in peroxide.
Yeah.
Hydrogen peroxide. That was all it took.
So Jeff, did we get our winner?
Moonlight Graham is the winner. He
All right.
texted. So now, Moonlight, what you need to do is you need to send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, name, address, phone number, and the type of uniprobe you want for what detector you're going to use it for. And I will get that to Carter, and he will get your prize out to you. And congratulations to Moonlight Graham.
Yeah, congratulations, Moonlight Graham, for sure. And Jocelyn just told me to give my store hours because some people in the chat don't know my hours. I'm in here from 10:30 to 3:30 tomorrow, and then again on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And of course, if you call after hours, some pretty lady always answers the phone, even if I don't want her to. If I'm eating dinner, she answers the phone. She just loves to answer the phone and take orders. I don't know why, but so and I also have by appointment too certain other days. So just holler at me if you need me because we'll get you taken care of for sure.
So it's been a great. I tell you what, Phil. You look at the time; it's almost gone.
Oh, it is. Darn.
Wow.
I know. I tell you what. You believe an hour's gone by, Carter?
No, it went fast. Very
It
fast.
does. This
Yeah.
show always goes really fast, and I love all the customers we have. And I know on YouTube, Jeff, how many thousand people do you have on the YouTube channel?
I tell you the truth. I don't know. I haven't even looked. I know we got well over almost 6,000 on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know,
So
with all the other, where we are live at Twitter, YouTube, the number of Facebook groups. There's probably 15 or 20,000.
yeah, I think the people who I talk to come into the store or call me on the phone and said they love the show, and they love it because of the guests we get on here. And Carter, you're one of those that they love for sure.
Well, thank
And
you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I really do.
It's been great because I tell you what, it's always nice. I know our viewers are hungry for any new information.
yeah,
Especially about a really cool product like that Unipro. Now that is the cat's whiskers right there. That is absolutely cool as it can be and very, very functional. And we thank you ever so much for, donating that tonight for a giveaway. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they're going to you're going to get a lot of calls for the Unipro.
Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to do some videos on it on my dais. And
Yeah. Or
this
do
time of year, as the water cools and the land gets a little cooler, I can hunt the dirt. And I've got a couple ball fields I like to hunt, and I'll use that probe with a handheld digger, and I know I'll be able to pull some good stuff without, with just probing the ground with it for sure.
Well, here's another statement from Big Poppy that I happen to think is 100% right down the line.
Mhm.
You want to read it, Philip?
Yeah, Joe Busy says, fantastic guest with Carter. Great products he produces at Myers. We're proud to stock them. Absolutely. And they're made, most of them here in the USA, right?
Yes, the headphones are built right here in the U.S. The canvas pouches and the cables we obviously have to get overseas. Believe me, try to get everything done here. It's tough enough just getting the headphones built here.
Yes.
So yeah, the parts come from everywhere else, but we do build everything here.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Carter, I want to thank you for coming on here and sharing your wisdom about detecting. With 50 years, you've got a bunch of wisdom for sure,
Yeah.
and helping
If
us.
if you ever have a story, if you ever have a show where you just want to talk treasure hunting stories, I don't know if you guys do that, but it would be a lot of fun hearing what other guys are out there finding and sharing some stories because sure there's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah, for
Well, we
sure.
may do that. We may do that after the first of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
All
good.
righty, my friend. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you to our many members on the show. If they have any questions, they can holler at me tomorrow here in the store.
That's
Thanks,
right.
guys.
And Carter, thanks so much for taking time out. I know you're an extremely busy man, but
Hey,
we appreciate you taking time out to be with us tonight. Again, we want to thank you very much for that outstanding prize that you donated so we could give it away. And we'll look forward to having you back soon, sometime after the first of the year. So everybody, be sure you tune in next week when our guest is going to be Steve Moore from Garrett. Now, Steve Moore is a very, very interesting individual. It's not only what the Garrett detectors. We'll touch on that a little bit, but basically, really, what we want to do next week is we want to get down and dirty with Steve Moore because he's a very, very accomplished author, and his depth is amazing. We'll talk a little bit about Garrett detectors and that kind of stuff, but it's more about Steve Moore and what he knows, and it's a bunch. Plus, he's giving away a Garrett Ace Apex.
Oh, sweet. Somebody could get
So I'll have that video up tomorrow for the entry. We want to thank everybody watching tonight. Again, Carter, thanks so much. Phil, thanks, my brother. Jocelyn, thank you.
Thank
Big
you, guys.
Poppy, thank you for all you do. Happy hunting, everybody. Good night. And remember, if Phil don't have it, you don't need it. Good week.